I'm in my era of saying yes to life. Tonight I'm going to a singles Halloween party with my friend that I met on Instagram. We've met twice in person, and then her friend group that I've never met before. So I'm going with a bunch of girlies that I don't know, and we're gonna go mingle with some men that I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of feeling like it's gonna be a really great night.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we're going to see how dating events are empty, how 80% of men no longer attend these events, and how women are even running out of places to meet a man. The epidemic of female loneliness is no longer just a theory. It's here. It's happening. All I ask is that you smash that like button. It really helps the channel a lot. Leave us your comments and experiences. They're always valuable for everyone. Subscribe, and without further introduction, let's get started.
The guys have made it in, and they got to just pick wherever they wanted to sit and who they wanted to start dating. And I'm alone. So many girls. Well, I know we're all like. So the guys paid to be here. That's what's weird. And there's a lot more girls than guys. So that's weird. And it's not a situation of like where you date everyone and you just say yes or no or something. And then at the end, if you both said yes to each other, you hang out later. You ask to match right away, and you like give the person like your QR code, and then you just like basically ask to match with them. Like the girl, they were saying like, ladies, you should initiate. Like guys love when you initiate. I'm sorry, what? And once you match with someone, you go next door, and there's like an open bar, and you all hang out. So they're like, we're really encouraging you to match. And I'm like, well, I'll match for an open bar, but I'm not gonna match like. I don't know, it just like doesn't really make any fucking sense. But there's so many girls here, everyone's so pretty, but the vibes are a little weird.
Oh, hell no!
Men don't go to dating events. Women show up in droves. According to them, it's men who are in an epidemic of loneliness. But think about it. They want to organize an event where, as a man, you have to pay to attend, just so a group of women can feel entitled to reject you. In simple terms, paying to be rejected. You know what? Men aren't interested in that anymore. They'd rather keep their peace, their time, and their dignity than sit somewhere where someone thinks they have the power to decide whether to choose you or not.
So I saw this quote that said, they say it's a tragedy to be single at 30 when the real tragedy is being 25 and married to the wrong person. And as a girl that's basically done both of those things, I can tell you that's true. I'm 29 years old and I've been single for about 4.5 years because I left my ex-fiance when I was 24. And sometimes I sit here and I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I still single? Like, I sit here and I ask myself if I made a mistake because I didn't go through with my wedding. And I ask myself, is it worth it to be 30 and single and have these people think that I'm probably a mess and like probably like not worth loving? I don't fucking know, you know? Like our mind goes crazy, our anxiety goes wild. And sometimes I just don't feel like I'm worthy of being loved. And I don't feel like I'm going to find somebody one day. And that's because I'm getting old. And I feel like I should be married by now. And I should have kids by now. And I shouldn't be going out to the local bar every Saturday. But you know what? I am. And I'm loving it. And I'm having fun. And there's nothing wrong with being 30 and single. 30, flirty, and thriving, baby. We are going to do it and we are going to be okay. And just because there is this weird societal track that we feel like we have to follow, we don't. We literally don't. It is okay to be 30 and single. Okay? Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
It's okay to be 30 and single. Or at least that's what the girl at the bar says every Saturday night while drinking, not knowing what she's doing with her life and having no stability. At 24, she was engaged, planning a wedding. By now, she could have had a child, a house, and a husband, building a purposeful life, being the core of a home. But she chose to be the almost 30 girl on the wall that Chads hook up with for one wild night and send home the next morning. But man, you've got to see the bright side. That guy dodged a bullet.
Women.
Men always assume this, and I, for the life of me, do not understand. Anytime my friend and I invite guys to come to our singles events, they always assume that it's going to be 80% majority men. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, I think it's going to be a sausage fest. Like, I think I speak for most guys when I say, like, we're not going to come because it's all going to be other guys. That's not the case, ever. Like, I've gone to multiple singles events. I'm hosting singles events now myself. In every situation, it's majority women. And they're all really cool, fun, attractive women. In New York, women here, in my personal experience, they are very willing to sign up for events. They're willing to put in effort to make connections with people, both platonic and romantic. And I have found it not to be the case for men. So I don't know where that perception's coming from. If anyone has any idea, what is that barrier? The reason that we're reaching out to these men is because it's harder to get men to sign up for these events. And yet when we ask them to sign up, they say they don't want to sign up because they think it will all be men. And it's like, no, the reason I'm reaching out to you is because there is no men. Like, what is it? I don't understand.
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Epidemic of female loneliness. I'm telling you, the numbers speak for themselves. Most men don't go to these dating events, and there's a clear reason. Many simply don't want to be rejected anymore. That's something both radical feminism and dating apps have caused. They've created a culture where men would rather avoid rejection. They don't take risks or put themselves out there. They prefer an app where they just message a girl, and if she replies, great. If not, no big deal. There's no emotional risk. But going to an event where men have to pay just to sit in front of a woman who's going to interview them like it's a job interview, and then decide whether or not to give them a chance. Think about it. Men get rotated from table to table, and in just one night, they can be rejected by multiple women. That hurts. And a lot of men just aren't willing to go through that anymore.
This girl at work said something to me the other day, and I can't get it out of my head. Heard a baby around her. I was like, oh God, that's free birth control for me. And she's like, oh, that makes me think of my little baby. And I was like, yeah, I'm too selfish. I don't want kids. I have a dog. That's enough for me. A couple days later, she's like, so you don't want kids, but you have a dog. Do you have a boyfriend or anything? And I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. She was like, how old are you? And I said, 27. She's like, and you've never had a boyfriend? And I never really cared. But there's something about her saying that really hit me this time, because I've never been on even 2 dates with the same person. Even guys I've talked to or hooked up with, they'll slowly stop talking to me, and then I find out they have a girlfriend, or they get into a new relationship a week later. And when I was younger and I didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'd be like, it's because I'm fat. I used to weigh 320 pounds. I lost 160 pounds. It's not like I'm being hit up every day, every week, even every month with people in my DMs or messaging me on Snapchat trying to get with me. It's no one hits me up. It's not even I'm being selective with who I'm picking and turning people away. It's just people aren't coming up to me, and I don't understand. Not I have an issue with people wanting to hook up with me, but if it tries to go a step further, they're absolutely not, no. I don't want to just hook up with random people that I don't know, so I'll tell people that I don't want to hook up with them until I know them, and then they're like, well, you're a prude. I'm I literally can't win. Why it's hitting me so hard this time is the fact that she had the audacity to ask by choice, and I just sit there and I'm like, no, it's not by choice. When I was younger, I was like, oh, it's because I'm fat. Oh, it's because I'm fat. Once I lose weight, I'll have no problem. And now that I'm not fat, I'm just what is it? What is the reason? So now I'm going to finish my energy drink and hit the gym until I can't feel my emotions anymore. Maybe that's the reason.
What hurt you was seeing yourself in the mirror. You realized she didn't believe you when you said you don't want kids because you've never even had a boyfriend. How can you say you don't want children or a family when you've never even been close to that? You're on the wall, lonelier than the sun at noon. It's sad, But women brought this on themselves. With their constant habit of blaming men for everything, with phrases like, "I'm independent, I don't need a man, I'd rather have a dog," or throwing out accusations of misogyny just because someone dared to give them a compliment or approach them. It's things like this that have made men want nothing to do with the modern dating game. It's because of women who write in dating apps that they're looking for the apocalyptic 666, a man who's 6 feet tall, has six-pack abs, and earns six figures. The 666 from hell, just so that man is expected to settle for an average woman. The game is over.
Okay, I went on a speed dating event, so let me tell you everything I thought about it. The good, the bad, the ugly, a story time, just explain if you're interested. Again, the things that I liked, maybe didn't like, and just like my opinion on it. So I found out about it. A lot of people were asking about that. I found out about it through one of you guys DMing it to me on Instagram, like someone that follows me. She was like, "Hey, I don't live in your city, but I know that you live here and I saw someone post about it, so I thought you might be interested." I'm always like down to do random crazy shit. I embrace dating. I think it's super fun. I love meeting people even if it's not romantic. Like I just think we can all use more of like in-person types of interactions, social encounters, whatever. I think it's great. I've always seen speed dating like on TV and movies, so I was like, it's something I think I would like doing because I like talking to people. So that's why I did that. And I got a friend to go with me. I would have gone by myself, but I wanted to go with a friend, so that worked out perfectly. This event specifically, this was their second time hosting it, so it's brand new. It's a group that has a podcast that's like relationship focused, so they're the ones hosting the event. So what I saw when you sign up was that the women could just sign up and there would be 40 slots. So you just sign up as a woman with your name, age, email, Instagram handle, and like maybe some other things. But then the guy side of it, I didn't obviously like click and look at it really, but it did say like guy application. So the guys were more so having to apply, whereas the girls were just able to sign up. Originally, it was shown that basically you'd get there around 6 to 6:30, you'd be signing in. We had like champagne, that whole vibe, and they kept the guys and the girls like separate. Then, when it became like 6:30, we were supposed to date 20 guys, at a time for like 3 minutes each, and then have like a little break in between, and then date the other 20 guys, and then end it all and all get together, have a drink, take a picture, like whatever. That was how it was marketed. But what ended up happening was there ended up being a lot more girls sign up than guys. Not only that, probably ratio just off the bat, but a lot of the guys that maybe initially had signed up didn't end up showing up because of, they were saying outside factors like the Kentucky Derby, Cinco de Mayo. It was a very busy weekend this weekend. So there ended up being a very large surplus of women that they were not expecting to have. So that was the first issue that I will say that this event had, was there was only like 30 tables, I think, set up where each girl was sitting, and there was over 30 women. So a lot of the girls ended up literally having to sit in like this other spare room and just like watch all of us get to date. And they didn't even get to like basically be a part of the speed dating event. And that just came down to like whoever was there on time or in time to like get handed a seat number for your table. So a lot of the girls were like really upset and like really pissed about that, which fair enough. The other thing I would say was what I said before. It came to me as a complete shock when we were told that the men had paid good money to be here and like to be a part of this. And for me personally, I don't think that anyone should have to pay. I understand logistically they had free drinks. There was a snack table. People had to kind of like work the event. And they had to rent the space. Like I do get the logistics of having money involved, but I didn't know that going into it. So then hearing that these men paid to be here, that immediately kind of like not icked me out, but I agree with like what some of the people were saying in the comments. I just think either, women and men should both have to pay to be there to equally date, or not even, you're not paying. I don't think they should be paying like to date. You're getting free drinks and food. So like, I'd be like, yeah, if each party had to pay $10 or something to like be a part of this, I would totally be okay with that. Or no one has to pay. Like I don't know. I don't like the whole guys paying to be there. And I do understand a lot of people have different opinions about that. It could be similar to guys stereotypically paying for the first date. I typically on a first date will offer to go like 50-50 because it's clearly like an equal interaction. We both clearly we're here for the same thing. You didn't like offer to take me out. So that just kind of put a weird taste in my mouth knowing that these guys like paid, and they kind of said like it was a lot of money. I don't know how much that is or what that means.
Stop it. Get some help.
We're talking about an event with 40 spots, supposedly 20 men and 20 women. But in the end, they opened 30 spots, and there were twice as many women, maybe more. A lot of them didn't even get to participate. And then they say they're not the desperate ones. The problem with these events is that men are charged while women get in for free, always based on the idea that men are desperate for a woman. But the reality today is the complete opposite. They're the ones who would pay to go out with a man who's actually worth it. And just imagine how stressful it must be. Every 3 minutes you have to rotate to a new table, talk to a new woman, repeating the same thing over and over. In simple terms, it's like a job interview with every girl. It's just not worth it. But anyway, let's keep going.
But the other thing that I found interesting that I wasn't necessarily expecting or didn't quite love about this was they were really pushing you guys to match within like early on in the process. So for me, if I'm doing speed dating, I want to probably talk to and get to know everybody. If there weren't 40 guys, so say there were 40 guys, I could have enjoyed talking to number 2 for 3 minutes. Like, how much could you really get to know in 3 minutes that you're like, okay, lock in, I don't want to get to know anybody else here? That's crazy, in my opinion. And some people are like, okay, you're for the streets. Like, if you have a good connection with someone, you would just want to match right away. Okay, why are we all here then? Because I want to like talk to everybody. And what I've seen on TV before with speed dating is typically like you have maybe like a paper and you either are like interested and check yes on the person or maybe no. And then if you both at the end of the night said yes on each other, then you get each other's information. But they were like really pushing like getting matches, and you basically would verbally just be like, hey, I want to match with you. And the other person might not want to, so then that puts you in a weird position. So I didn't love that. And they're also kind of like incentivizing it that like once you match, you get to go next door where the open bar was. But they were also like passing out drinks the whole time, and everyone ended up going to the open bar at the end anyway. So you might as well sit through it and get to know everyone. Again, my personal opinion, and everyone's trying to come at me in the comments of this, like, she's still single. Like, I wonder why. Everyone there left single except for one couple, and they came in there hot and bothered and ready to meet with someone. They matched second round, and that's fine. Love that for them. I hope that they end up getting married, but that wasn't the vibe of anyone there. So, yeah, the guys were nice. Conversations were fine with everyone. Again, I feel like I could talk basically to a rock or a brick wall. I enjoy just talking to people, but none of them were a match for me. They were nice, made some connections, whatever. But also to tell you like maybe a little bit about the guys, I mean, one of them texted me afterwards and asked me like what my Venmo was to like pay me. I don't know. I don't know why he asked me for my Venmo, but it just to me like that's not the type of connection I'm looking for. And by putting again the money aspect into it, and I had this conversation with someone afterwards, and we were kind of like we're going at it like not an argument, but the guy's point of view was so different than the girls, because guys always want to make this argument that like all girls want is money. Girls want da 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 like all this like money and are very superficial and just looking for like financial type things. And like I'm the type of person personally, for me personally, I don't like, I've never gone after the rich guy. I've never had like, that's just like not what I look for. I usually offer to at least split the bill. Like I'm very much about like equal. I make good, decent money. I can afford all my own shit. I've never like thought that that's a thing that I've wanted. I mean, it'd be nice to have, but like I've never like prioritized that. A lot of women do, and that's to each their own. But by having these guys pay to be there, it to me, you're automatically in a way going to attract women that are looking for those types of like suitors, which isn't a bad thing. And that's what they were kind of saying of like, well, we have these high quality men that paid a lot of money to be here. That's not how I like justify a good man based off his bank account or anything like that. So to me, that's not like that attractive of a quality or like thing that I want necessarily. Yeah. Anyways, positives. Girls were amazing. And a lot of people were saying that in the comments, like, truly, I think it was such a good idea in a way. Cause like we were all talking together in the beginning before we even like met any of the guys. Everyone was like nervous and chatting and complimenting each other's dresses and having champagne. And by the end, we all were like wanting to just get each other's numbers, go out after. They provided lots of good drinks and food. I mean, I was having fun. I had a lot of fun that night. So that was good, well taken care of. Everyone was respectful, no creepy people. Like, I mean, yeah, like it was good. It just, I think people get confused. They're like, oh, and you wonder why you still end up single. And it's like, in what world do you think like out of 10 guys that you meet, you're going to find the love of your life? It's possible, but like if it's that easy for like, I don't know. I don't understand people's mentalities with like another 4 fucking coming on here wondering why she's single when she da 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 da. That's crazy. That's crazy. If I had like 7 out of I had so many people text me afterwards, which is so nice and kind, but they're not my cup of tea. If I wanted a boy, like I could have one, but people have standards and have preferences and have like you got to have a spark. And some people I guess maybe don't care about having a spark and just want a guy with a nice bank account. Yeah, if that was your vibe then like you probably could have found that with that event. Totally fine. Not my vibe, more of a connection type person. But yeah, I mean, I think it's still a great idea. I think that event specifically just is new. It could have some kinks that need to be ironed out. And there's different types of these same events, and I would encourage people to fucking go to it. I don't know. I think it was still so fun. It's a great way to meet people. One guy offered to like play pickleball together because I don't know how to play. So like that's a cool connection. It's just like random shit. So that's my fucking TED Talk. I didn't mean to talk that long, but it got me a little amped up and I wanted to share. So, love you guys.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
In simple terms, most of them paid just to be rejected. And it's even more frustrating when the number of women is way higher than expected. Think about it. Most of the men who attended, since they had to pay to be there, were stable guys, probably in their 30s. Men who could be potential partners. On the other hand, many of the women were also in their 30s, some already on the wall, and some even desperate to find a partner and get married. They were all there for the same reason. And still, no one ended up matched, except for one single couple. That's how complicated the dating market is today. She might say money doesn't matter, but I'm almost certain the most repeated question was, what do you do for a living? It's reasons like these why men don't go to these events anymore. Because in the end, it's just paying to get rejected.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about going to dating events? Why do you think women attend dating events more than men these days? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.